Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Monday, the 19th day. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 19th day of February, 4th day of Adar. Today I would like to hit the topic of Chayav Yinish Libesume Bepuria Adelo Yada Bein Or Haman Lebarach Mordechai. Basically, that's translated as a person should get so drunk on Purim that he doesn't understand the difference between cursed is Haman and blessed is Mordechai. We discussed the halachic ramifications of that in yesterday's halacha, but today what we need to hit is, why are Chazal saying it like that? Why are the rabbis giving us such an unusual expression? And once a year at this time, I love to say one of my favorite thoughts that I ever heard on this matter, and it goes like this. The simplest way to understand it was that you got to get so plaster drunk that you don't know what's going on and you can't even tell the difference between Haman and Mordechai. Well, that's not the way I heard it explained. My favorite expression goes like this. Specifically, the rabbis say, get drunk until you don't know the difference between cursed is Haman and blessed is Mordechai. They don't say so drunk that you don't know the difference between black and white, you don't know the difference between Mordechai and Haman. It says until you don't know the difference between cursed is Haman and blessed is Mordechai. So let me give you a beautiful explanation into that. You see, when Haman came along with his evil decree, cursed is Haman looked like, oh my gosh, Haman is such an evil man. Haman is just totally bad news for the Jews. And cursed as Haman looked like Mr. Haman is just wicked. He's nasty. He's horrible. He's all bad news. But here's where the crux of the matter lies. It turned out that Haman wasn't all bad news, because the Jews had been at a low state until Haman's decree. They had many of them, I should say, enjoying the Seuda of Achashverosh, the great festive celebrations of Achashverosh, which were basically celebrating with the vessels of the temple. It was celebrating that the temple was not going to be rebuilt, and Jews were arriving at that celebration, which is, of course, a horribly low ebb for the Jewish people. Along came Haman's decree, and the Jewish people became so scared and sad over the decree of Haman that they started to do teshuvah, a repentance, based on Mordechai's suggestions, etc. So all of a sudden, their repentance turned out to be very important. And then the Megillah says, Balayla hahu nadadash nas hamelech. On that night, the king woke up from his sleep, which in its simplest meaning means that Achashverosh couldn't sleep, but others take it to mean that that's when God took himself out of hiding, if you know what I mean by hiding. He had made it look like the Jews were in a dark time, but when they did that massive repentance, God came out and said, I'm going to step forward and start making hidden miracles happen for the Jews. Esther is queen, and Mordechai becomes all famous and everything. That turnaround happened because the Jews did repentance. The Jews did repentance because they were terrified by Haman's decree. So Haman's curse turned out to be as special as Mordechai's blessing. Because Haman's curse led to all the repentance. Mordechai's blessing came into be, of course, as important right there. So Haman's curse wasn't really all horrible. When you get to see God's hand and you're pleased and in the right frame of mind to understand Gam Zulatova, this is for the good, this is for the good, this is for the good, you start to realize Mordechai's blessing was, of course, important, but you know what? Haman's curse was just as wonderful to us because that's what snapped us into repentance, and that's what made God come into that awakened awareness for us. He's always watching, of course, but he started to show these hidden miracles for us, and then the whole story turned around. All of a sudden, Haman was nothing, and Mordechai was blessed, and Mordechai became a great emperor, and the Jews were able to save themselves. So, in short, Haman's curse led to some tremendous good things. So on Purim, according to this explanation, you should get yourself, with the help of a little bit of wine, into a happy state, singing the praises of God and realizing clearly what looks like Haman's curse is as good for you as what looks like Mordechai's blessing. Because when you realize God is behind the scenes orchestrating everything, and when you're deserving you get his help, all of a sudden everything is beautiful, everything is happy, and there is no difference between Haman's curse and Mordecai's blessing. Haman's curse turned out to be a tremendous whip snap for the Jews to get, into a good step. So that's the state that you're supposed to get yourself into with a little bit of wine on Purim until you realize everything is for the good. God runs the world, and even the Hamans of the world turn out to be our blessing when we realize that God runs the world. That's a beautiful pshat in what it means. Not to get yourself so plastered that you don't know what's happening, but to get yourself so happy and in touch with God to realize even Haman is good for us. Hope that all made sense. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.